Wait for people to jump on. Hello, everybody. IronTrap Garage. Is it live? Does the sound suck? We're going through all this again.
Always.
Is it working? Is it on?
It's live.
Hi.
There's
I'm
80
Matt.
people. There we go.
All right. So, hey, everybody. It's the February live, and
Sounds good.
good. So we do the live once a month, and we do Q&A, and also eventually we will walk you guys around the shop. We're going to try and not have sound issues for a good portion of the video.
All of the video.
All of the video.
Of it.
So yeah, for the live, anybody that hasn't joined in before, we do the Q&A. You can ask questions, or if you want to see something on a car or in the shop or whatever, if we get to answer your question, we will try and do that.
Let's get hot.
And yeah, so that is it. February is almost over.
It is almost over. Yeah.
And we've been kicking ass on projects this winter. We got the wood stove, of course, which we talked about last time. And that has made it much nicer in here for working.
Yes.
So, and it's saved a ton of money. That has been awesome. And
The building is starting soon.
yes, so end of March.
Will that be done? I wonder if that'll be done by the live for the end of March.
I think they're starting it. Oh, I hope I don't have to film it during. There'll be like construction zone during the bang, bang, hammer, saw. Yeah, literally, I think it's the last week of the month they're starting it. So by the time we do the live, it might be built.
That'd be great. We do the live from inside the new building.
It'll be cold,
Yeah.
but whatever.
It's end of March. It'll be.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Okay.
So yeah, so the building's going up, so that's really awesome. We're gonna shoot like a vlog style video of the building going up and the new driveway and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully by the end of March we'll be able to put some cars up there, which will be like
Lots of free space to get more projects.
it'll be awesome. Yeah, we already have it filled up with all that overflow of projects.
That's a valid point. Yep. Good point.
Yeah, so yeah, that's very exciting. We've just been trying to get everything kind of ready for all of that, and we have some the big estate stuff coming up. So we have a one we're doing. We're going to be traveling to Missouri, and
Not this week, but next Wednesday.
yeah, so now in
A week and a half.
week and a half, we're going to be doing a trip to Missouri, and we are doing a pretty cool estate. So as always, we'll be filming a video on that and the adventure of all that we're getting. It's going to be, we don't even fully know what we're getting. We just know there's lots of old, cool Ford stuff. So it's going to be really cool. If you are on the drive from southern Missouri to, are we getting bad sound?
No, I'm just checking.
Southern Missouri all the way to Pennsylvania, somewhere in between, and you have something that we should see or collection or anything like that, let us know. We will have a little bit of time to stop on the way back, but we will be driving a big 26-foot box truck. So
Potentially 2 box trucks.
probably just one box truck. So I get lonely. So I don't want to. So anyways, yeah. Is the chat working and everything?
Yes, chat is working.
Good.
We have one question. It's about smokers' windows, how they work.
You hinge them and then you stick the cigarette out the window.
The early Ford one where you crank it one way and it pulls the whole window back.
Oh, I'm not.
It's in the window mechanism.
I'm not an engineer. There's like gears and things happen, and then it tilts back, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
That's our
I don't know.
explanation.
I don't really understand the wizardry of window regulators. There's some teeth and some gears, but I don't understand. I think
It pulls the whole.
there's
window
like an
back.
extra. I think there's an extra like, for lack of a better term, detent that you push it past and it clicks. I remember when we were messing with the 39, it was like sticking at that little spot.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. I don't. Yeah, I'm not that smart.
The gentleman that sent us the windows for Dad's Daily want to know if they worked.
I didn't even check yet. On my to-do list every week has been check window measurements,
Yes.
and I haven't done it for like 3 weeks. We still do need the everything else, so
Like
that
the window frame and
yeah.
garnish
So
molding.
like thank you for the glass. That's really awesome. But we need all the stuff that I can't get. So I need like the window frame, the hinging mechanism type stuff. So we're still on the hunt for that. So we're definitely going to keep that glass aside. But I would love to find something that's like basically all together and we can just bolt it in.
Totally thought we got one in Texas, but it's the
The one-
passenger side, which we have. I think we've had 2 or 3 of them now.
Yeah, so we got to get on that. So once the new building is built, my dad's coming back, I think early May. We'll probably get back on my dad's car and hopefully kind of just put it together so he can drive it around. We've just been kind of putting it on the side for now. But once the building's built, and we can move some cars around. We can get it in here. I'm hoping to get my dad over here, and once he's back, and tinkering on it with me, and then get him in it and driving it. I mean, it runs, starts, stops, cools.
Yeah.
It's just rides like a boat, and is really
Well, once we clean all the stuff out of it, it won't sound like a can of
like
bolts.
like a rolling swap meet.
It is a rolling swap meet right now.
So we're gonna get back on that, and then yeah, I hope to have my dad driving it this spring if everything goes well. Or at least in the summer. He gets here in May and whatever.
Yeah.
So that should be really fun.
Someone wants to know if we're going to do a hot rodding 101 on Pontiac engines like you did the olds. We're going to bring our
Pontiac expert.
Jay in.
We have a bunch of Jay that's building the 32 pickup is actually here today, and Jay is our Pontiac expert. So I'd probably have to. I'd probably have to. We probably have to ask him for some help because I don't really know anything about Pontiacs except.
I'll probably have to do the same when we do a Buick Nailhead.
Yeah.
Because I have a bunch of that knowledge. So I'll be off camera force feeding Matt.
No, we'll make you guys do it. I'm an idiot.
This is actually a question we got a lot. Have you ever put 16-inch 750 on 4-inch wide wheels? That is like that car has 4-inch wide wheels in the back.
No,
with
it's 4.5.
Are they 4.5s?
Yeah.
But your car has 4-inch wide, the Pagoda City Coupe.
Yeah. What is
So-
their question? Dangerous or?
Because a bunch of people have messaged me through the sales page that
Okay.
Coker says it is dangerous to put 750 16s on 4-inch wide wheels.
It's
40,
dangerous to drive Coker tires that are out of round too.
So
they're okay with that.
40 Ford wheels are 4-inch wide, and like every old hot rod, they ran 750s in the back on 40 Ford wheels. They've been doing it forever.
It's really not. There's always. I would think by now, if you're messing with hot rods, you'd understand that there's the suggested safety things, and then there's the stuff that you learn that's just practical. It's just use your common sense. But people have been doing it forever. It's really not an issue. They do have the 46 to 8 Fords had 4.5-inch wheels. You can put them on. They work okay, but I don't.
I think Coker just does it because they're a very large company, so they're trying to cover themselves.
I think every tire manufacturer has a suggested wheel size with it, so it does make sense. But I don't think it's really like it's not like the tire's gonna come off.
Yeah.
But they're already like giant tires on those wheels. So, but you should be okay. Go to City Coupe has had 750s on it on 16-inch wire wheels for a really long time.
4.5 or are they 3.5?
The fours.
The fours.
Yeah, I believe. It might be 3.5. I don't remember. But anyways, it's been fine. Lots of people have done it.
People have gone like 100 miles an hour on
Yes,
them.
you'll be totally fine. I promise.
Spring,
But sue Coker if something happens.
yes. This is not legal advice whatsoever.
Yeah, this is not legal advice. I like that.
Spring Carl, yes or no? Yes, we will get Spring Carl out, and we have new spaces for this year.
Oh man, I wish I don't have them on me. We will put it in. We'll put in some upcoming videos. And
I know
also
we're
social-
by Gate 1. When you come in Gate 1, there's a food stand to
Barbecue
the left.
stand.
Barbecue stand to the left, about 3 rows in. We will be right on the corner of that barbecue stand.
We will be next door neighbors to the barbecue stand. So one of the local sellers, Stan Stainless, has decided to retire. If you've ever gone to Carlisle or a lot of the big swap meets, he is the guy that has like the trailer full of stainless trim. So if you're
ambulance, he drives an old ambulance.
Yeah, he's been having an ambulance for a long time. So if he's retiring, he came over and stopped by and said, hey, I want to make sure somebody good gets these spaces and offered them off. So we're gonna have those spaces. So both in spring and fall Carlisle, we'll basically be in the same row. It just in fall, I think we go across the row, but basically in the same area. So
we actually back up to Coker, I believe.
Yes, I think we do. So, but so if we'll be one row over from Coker, we'll have 3 or 4 spaces. So if you're coming, let us know, or if there's some parts that you're looking for, also let us know, and we can bring larger items if they are paid for deposit left ahead of time. So.
Let's see. Someone asked if we have any old Hemi stuff.
Not really. I bought a ton of Hemi stuff a handful of years ago at an auction I went to, and I sold pretty much all of that off. I think
some rockers.
Yeah, we have like rocker assemblies, but if you're looking for like good stuff like speed equipment or whatever, I sold all that off. I quit the Hemi game really quickly because I knew nothing about it, and it was getting expensive really fast.
Yes. Let's see. Someone wants to know if the wood stove warms the entire garage.
Yeah, it pretty much does. I mean, I keep it cranking pretty good, and we have a fan behind. We have the fan turned off right now because obviously it's sound. So we keep the fan blowing, and the best way to describe it is my overhead heater does not turn on all day until probably like 7 o'clock at night. So it pretty much heats the whole entire shop. It keeps it in the low to mid 50s, but it is a lot more like low to mid 50s is more comfortable than low 60s with the propane heater because it's actually like warming the objects, and it's just much more comfortable in here, and it's been really, really nice. So the other side of the shop, of course, is a little bit cooler, but it's pretty much comfortable. You wear a hoodie.
T-shirt weather on the frame table side over.
Yes.
And then from that side of the shop, you just have to wear a hoodie. That's all.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So, but it works out really, really good. It's saving a ton of money. My buddy Ryan has has a firewood business, and we're basically getting like his drops. So there's not any good examples, but he has like a processor, and there's all the leftover chunks and
Naughty,
pieces and
very naughty.
some of the naughty stuff. But like he basically doesn't want to waste that, so he sells that to me for a discounted rate. He delivers it. It's really awesome. I'm saving a ton of money because propane got really expensive, so I had to figure out a way to kind of balance everything out.
Yep.
It's working just amazing.
Someone asked if I will be doing any welding on my project. So I will.
That was a good. We had a lot of questions heckling you.
So I can kind of TIG weld, but only on thicker stuff. And TIG welding sheet metal is very difficult. There's almost an art to it. Rather than watching me struggle for 8 hours, it's way easier for me to just prep everything and get it ready and just say, hey, Matt, can you come weld this? And then he comes over, and in 20 minutes, the panel's welded in. I finish it out, and then it's a lot easier than me struggling and effing it up, basically.
I think everybody in the car world community, like, that's what I think it's all about, is you have friends that are better at other things. So, like, I've had friends that were good at bodywork and painting, and that was like the free tea. My buddy Mike was really good, other Mike,
yes.
And he helped me do the bodywork and paint because that's what he's good at. So, like, you lean on your friends to help you when you need help. So, like, yes, Mike can do that stuff, but, like, when we're doing stuff that's a little more important, like welding B-pillars and some of the stuff that's a little higher skill level, Mike would end up going backwards and then having to ask for my help anyways. So, like, you know, as we get further along, certainly there's some stuff he can do, but, like, we're also trying to get the car built. So you guys would be, in the same breath we get, when's the next video? Why hasn't a video come out? Well, if Mike's learning how to TIG weld in between those videos, then you're going to have a long gap. So
I'm sure I'll be doing, there's a bunch of holes in the floor that need to be fixed. So I'll probably MIG weld those and fix them. So there'll be some welding, but just don't expect a lot of it. Matt's the master. I'm going to let him do it.
I don't know if I'm the master, but I'm a little
between the both of us, you're the master.
Okay.
You definitely don't want to see me TIG weld. It is not pretty.
I'm a little quicker, and yeah, so I think that's just what, you know, Mike's helped me so much over the years that's just what we do. You know, he's helping by him prepping everything, and then me welding. It allows us to get more done, so we can put 3 videos a week out. So
it's the same electrical thing. Like, I'm sure Matt could wire the whole garage. It would just take him like forever. So when he asked me to rewire the entire shop, he was like, "It's gonna get done faster. It'll just be done. I can come in and work, and we don't have to worry about anything."
Yes.
So it's the same concept.
That's how the world works, kids.
Let's see. There was a question in that. Oh, someone wants to know if there's one sheet metal source is better than the other for patch panels.
Oh, they all suck. Let's just be honest here. They pretty much all suck. When it comes to, like, some cars, like let's say 33, 34 Fords, there is some people making patch panels that are better because they're, like, kind of hand built. But if you're talking about like a Model A or any of the mass-produced panels, they kind of all suck. I mean, they just
a lot of time. I mean, we've showed it in a bunch of videos.
Yeah, they just don't. And it's any old car. It's not just early Fords. And it doesn't matter if you're restoring a Camaro or a GTO or a Mustang. Like, the patches are just there for a general idea, and you have to do everything from there. So don't expect them to fit. That's why you see me so much over the years. I'm building everything from scratch, because the time I end up taking to modify a patch panel to fit the car, I could have just made it from scratch. So I save myself the time and money, and a lot of times just make the patch panels. So yeah, there's not there's not one good. I mean, Brookville and like when it comes to 32 stuff, Brookville and Pacific United or whatever, United Pacific.
United Pacific.
That some of those companies, like the quality is definitely a little bit better but like if you're on eBay, just like looking for Model A Cal patch panels, they're gonna be made, very, very poorly, with a butter knife and a spoon. So they're gonna look like it and they're gonna fit like it. So just depends to you what quality. Really, the answer is how much money do you want to spend? Because like if you want a perfect patch panel, there are craftsmen out there that can make a patch panel for anything that will be perfect, but you're going to pay for it. So you have to decide. And if you're on a made in China by a 12-year-old child budget, then that's what you're going to get, and it's going to fit like that. So that's my answer.
I'm going to unplug the mic. There's a few people saying it's static on headphones. Someone also wants to know about, Zach Parks asked about Prague or Pine Tree Jamboree this year. Try that.
Try that in. I'll wait. Make sure the sound's okay. Test, 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 test. On headphones it is?
Yes.
Oh. Test, 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 test.
Sounds okay.
All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we get questions about events a lot. We've been absent at a lot of events because basically we were trying to build a business and a brand and everything else.
And
so
3 videos a week is a lot.
Is a lot. So like up until literally I don't know, this winter.
Basically when Steve came on.
Yeah, when Steve came on, like up until then, I was still, and even to this day, I mean, we're shooting videos that, like we shot in is it still poor?
Got worse.
Come on. Waited Zach's time to shine for his question. Sorry. So, so we were just so busy with everything trying to keep the channel running that I ended up just having to skip a lot of fun events because, like, literally I had to go film a video or get a video going. So, I am hoping this year that we can hit a lot more events. So we're already kind of planning out our schedule. I am horribly flaky as a person in general, so I hate committing to like events or stuff like that, but we're going to try our best to make any of that, some of these larger events.
Yeah.
There's always like 18 events going on every weekend, so sometimes we choose events that are like local to us that like friends run, or it's just been a show that we've been doing, that I've been going to forever. I'll choose that over sometimes some of these bigger events just because it's what I prefer, but yeah, Race of Gentlemen, hopefully we can make it out to that. Is the sound still horrible?
Oh, I shouldn't even touch it. It was fine before.
Mike, you're fired. God, it blew into the microphone.
I know. Prepare.
Everybody. Yeah, way to go. How bad is it? Test, 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 test. We were doing so good.
I know.
Don't touch it. Sounds fine.
Sounds fine now, but keep talking.
All right. So, anyways, yes. Hopefully to hit some of those events. I am. We haven't really planned on what we're going to or anything like that. But yes, we will be trying to hit more events. Trying to get myself out of the shop and not working 7 days a week, which is what I've been doing for years now. So now with Steve helping, we're getting videos knocked out and getting things prepped for the next videos so that I don't have to do it, Saturday at 10 p.m. or whatever.
Or giving me the footage the night of.
Yeah, we're still literally last week we were doing that.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
It's happening. So, yes, so we're hoping to hit some of those events. I did just commit, I hope I don't jinx myself, to do Viva East. Between COVID and me almost dying, we haven't been able to make it. So we're planning to hit Viva East this year. So that's a fun one up in Massachusetts. Yep. So we'll be going up to that and hanging out. That's not really the same vein as some of those other events that Zach asked about. But
I think what we'll start doing this year, I'll try to do is like once a month, put a post up on our social media with the events that we kind of have planned for the month that are tentative. Very tentative, but just to give everyone an idea of what we have going on for the month, where we'll be, that kind of stuff. Because there's like a swap meet and a car show almost every weekend from basically April until October.
Yeah.
So there's so many places we can be in so little time, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, yes, we will hopefully hit some of those events. I don't know what yet. So there you go. There's my non-committal answer. Sound sucks.
Everyone's saying it's good now.
Okay, great.
See, I just had a blow in it. I fixed it.
Yeah. So people have been asking about swap meets, some of that stuff. I'll be going to Charlotte, but I don't think we're going to be set up selling quite yet. We finally secured, thanks to Pete, we secured some spaces in the infield and the track that are selling spaces. So I don't know about this year, but future years we may be set up and actually selling at Charlotte. Charlotte has been like one of my favorite swap meets. It's really good. As far as spring swap meets go, it's as good or possibly better than Carlisle, I think. It's for the stuff that we're into. So yeah, that will be there. I'll just be wandering around. So if you see me, say hey.
This is probably the funniest question we've got. Will you be adding fake drama to the program anytime soon? A la American Hot Rod. No.
No,
No, that's not our.
that's not really. I'm too even keel, man.
Yeah,
I don't like drama. I don't like stress.
Shit's kind of cheesy.
Yeah, so we have no interest in that. And the stupidity that happens is natural. So
Yes.
the drama that happens is real. Stupid things happen. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Someone wants to know if the Roadster pickup will be getting painted and if we're going to put the IronTrap logo on the door.
Yeah, so the pickup, I am planning on probably doing some sort of like driveway paint job on the Roadster pickup. So I want it to look like a shop truck, but we're gonna probably just because it needs a bunch of like repair work on it. So I think I'm gonna go through and like and just do a quick, rough, if you want to call it paint job, whatever, body work and stuff like that. So that is the plan. As far as the logo on the door, I don't think I'm going to do the logo on the door. What I was thinking about doing is making little wood boards that went across the top of the bed and has our logo on that that's like hand lettered because I always thought it was tacky when you see somebody sell a truck and it has like their business logo on it and then the person that's buying it's driving around with it. Like it's just weird. So like I don't think we're going to keep that truck forever. So by putting those boards there, we can make it ours, but like then someone doesn't have to like
Two
get
bolts,
that,
and it's no longer ours.
Somebody doesn't have to paint over it, or if you think we suck but you like the truck, you can buy the truck and we'll keep the board and you can drive the truck around and tell everybody you built it. I don't care. So
Any updates on the Arden?
no, Ron's doing other Arden things and Bonneville things. So we get that question a lot. I think people think that like unfortunately it's not a small block Chevy. It's just not like he's not a production shop. He's retired. He's doing his thing, and I got like 18 cars. So like I'd love to get it back tomorrow, but it's not going to happen. So I know Ron is working on the Scotty's Muffler T, I believe it is. There's a very famous old drag and drag. Well, I guess it was drag car, mainly a drag car, but I think they're taking it to Bonneville this year. So that has an Arden. He's been doing that. So I talk to I text him every now and then just to check in, but like it's just one of those things. You just
Can't rush perfection.
Yeah, he's the master. We've talked back and forth. I actually just got my ear splitting headers back that Ron's been giving me crap that are just way too loud and shouldn't be run. So I got those back because what I'm going to work on doing is kind of mocking some stuff up and moving a little further with engine mounts because when I mocked the heads up, I knew where the engine basically needed to be. But if I want to run those headers, they're kind of what's tight on the body and the frame. So that's where that's at. But I have a ton of work to do on the car, so I'm still doing some work on that thing to get it a little further along. And then probably what we're going to do is while I'm waiting for him to kind of start moving on that engine, I'll probably put this car on ice, so to speak, and bring the DeLorean Roadster down this summer and start working on that. And then this thing will basically just be like waiting to get an engine back, and then we'll be good to go, so to speak. So nothing has really happened at all.
What is a good TIG machine to purchase when just starting out?
If you use the IronTrap ITG 15 code, we get a kickback. So buy an Eastwood welder. No, buy the best welder you can afford. That's the answer to everything. Like whatever the best welder you can afford. So how many dollars do you have? Eastwood, if you're looking for like budget entry level welders, or even into like a
They're digital.
hobby shop that is serious, the Eastwood welders do work well. Miller, Lincoln, they all make great welders. It's just the price goes up when you get into the more professional units. So I use Eastwood welders. I've been using them since I've been associated with them, and they've been really great. I use my welders literally daily, so I really, I always say it. If you see me using an Eastwood tool in a video, it's something that I use every day. It's not like something they force me to use. So the TIG analog machine that they sell is a pretty good unit. It's a good entry level unit, and is pretty affordable. So that's a good one for sure.
Any plans to buy a 50s car and turn it into a mild custom?
I don't know. Maybe.
The Lincoln for that towed the Schroll car. That's probably the only 50s car you've really have.
Yeah, I've been looking around half-heartedly, like a 50. We have a really cool photo. I posted it on Facebook and Instagram the other day. That was Larry Schroll towed the Schroll 32 Coupe. He flat towed it home, or was flat towed somewhere. But there was a photo with a 54 Lincoln Capri, and then the Schroll Coupe behind it. And I always loved that photo. So I've joked around it'd be cool to get one of those and cruise around in it. But I also mentioned before, like shoeboxes, convertible shoeboxes are pretty cool. But
that was another question.
Yeah.
If you do a shoebox.
Yeah, convertible shoeboxes I kind of dig, but I don't really have any like dying need to own one of those right now. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Speaking of Stan Stainless,
anybody walks in.
yeah, we were just talking out here. We're live on YouTube, and we were just talking about Stan Stainless, the man, the myth, has just arrived,
More like it.
and he
Merry
brought us
Christmas.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Stan. We were just saying how we took. What's the spaces, Stan?
For spring.
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 But why are you walking away?
1, 2, and no. MNOPQ.
I don't want this one.
Which one? One's chocolate and one's plain.
I 1, 2, 3, 4.
Aye, there you go. You heard it right from the man. You never know who walks in the door on a Sunday. But yes, so row I, we will be in those spaces. So
Yes.
Right beside the restaurant.
yes, the barbecue man, right?
Yes.
Any new merchandise plans?
Yes, we are working on a new T-shirt right now. So Nick has helped us with the last T-shirt design with the flathead. We're working on another one that's kind of like inspired by a water slide decal. So that is the plan for that,
Yep.
and hopefully that'll be out in the spring-ish.
Yes. Someone wants to know what engine we're putting in the shop truck. Blown flathead.
Yeah, maybe we'll walk you in a moment. We don't want to mess up the sound quite yet, but
Yes.
we'll show you in a minute. I actually have that truck pushed out. I might tinker on it today, but we have a 37 flathead with a McCullough blower setup on it. That's like an original setup we got from Brian and his mom down in North Carolina. That their dad had stashed forever. That
That was
feels
like 2 years ago.
something like that.
Yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
2 Moultries ago.
yeah. So that engine is kind of like a stock engine, we think, with a McCullough setup on it. So we're going to be running that in the shop truck. It's not going to really be that fast, but it's going to look cool. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the goal with everything, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, good. I didn't eat yet today, so I'm like.
Someone wants to know why we're not putting an LS in the shop truck, because that's lame.
Did Justin ask
No, it's
that?
not Justin. Hey Jay, we should get an update on your truck. Why don't you come sit down? We'll talk about your 32.
What time is it?
It is 10:30.
So I get to bore them for a half hour?
Yeah, so you remember Jason? He's working on his truck.
Yeah, what do you guys want to know? Where I'm at?
Yeah.
Just give us an update. We haven't-
Well, I don't have this wonderful heater, so I've got about a couple days because weather's been crazy. You know, one day it's warm, the next month it's cold. So
We got the back half to probably start on.
yeah, I got a whole truck to build. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, no shit. We get it. It's junk still.
Yeah, it's
it has a done engine and it's junk. But what's the next steps to make it non-junk?
All right, so I've been working on the B pillar's been rotted out, so I've been remaking them, and so that way I can get it tied together and get it welded to the sub rails. Let's see, tried to do steering, and got stopped there. So
Pontiac engines are big.
it's not even. Yeah, it is, but it isn't. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to go cow steering. I think.
Wow.
I think.
You heard it
I
here
don't know.
first.
Or should
Insert all the comments of it. Cow steering, it's gonna blow up. It won't steer.
or should I put power steering in it?
We could do that.
Okay.
Someone wants to know why you put the Pontiac engine in.
Because I like Pontiacs. Because of my dad.
Because you have a Pontiac, your dad has a couple, right?
Yeah, he's got a GTO. I got the Le Mans. So
So that way, when something breaks, you can steal parts off the running car to get the hot rod.
I have done that before.
That's like a rule that Steve learned in the shop that I firsthand. Like that's one of my rules. You don't take parts off running cars when you're trying to like fix a non, because then the running car won't run. You're
Yeah.
like, that's just.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. You have a bunch of Pontiac stuff, so it's easier.
Yeah.
Same reason I don't really mess with Hemis. I don't have anything Hemi, so at
We
least
gotta
with.
start buying some Hemis.
I know where there's some heavy stuff.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, so but we got at the back half, the Z and stuff we're gonna work on it. So I'm planning on coming up the J's again in the spring, hopefully. And we have some different stuff to go, parts to check on. We might go back to
Baron.
was it in Goshen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Goshen. Yeah, so the LeBaron family, we're hoping to go back and dig around some more in the old speed shop parts they have. So Jay is not horribly far from there, so we might get multiple videos out of that trip. And we have some parts to pick up that I just talked to somebody in Connecticut. Yeah.
Is Mike coming? You never come to my house, Mike.
That's because you never stop at my house. You drive by my house all the
I
time.
beep.
I beep. That's a valid.
Mike's not allowed overnight, so he didn't get it approved by the wife.
Yeah.
Which wife? I'm just kidding.
He's not good looking enough for that.
Someone would like us to do. He has a 31 Tudor and was wondering what's easiest and most cost-effective way to install juice brakes, i.e., juice brakes for dummies.
So to relay that, they were asking the cheapest, easiest way to do juice brakes. So the best way is to find somebody like us that would sell you all the parts, that knows what they're doing. And that's not just self-promotion. If you have a guy locally that sells parts as well. But the best way to do it is if you can find like a street rodder that took a front and rear axle out of like a 40 Ford, and you can just buy the whole shebang in one shot. You'll have everything you need: your spindles, your backing plates, your drums, and then you can just run brake lines, and essentially you're good. But that's the best bet. We're working on this summer. Hopefully, Mike's been doing little updates on social media of getting more organized. We're gonna start offering like juice brake kits that are all original parts. That's basically everything blasted, clean, primered, and you can just buy it, and we'll send you essentially everything you need minus gaskets and bearings, which is just, you can order that from any of the online retailers. So if not, maybe at a local guy you can check with to see if they have some.
Someone wants to know where we're going in Missouri. Southwest.
I can't tell you that.
Give away all the good leads.
Yeah, we're going to southern Missouri. We're going in like, I don't know if they call it the tri-state area, but right where Kansas and Oklahoma and Missouri.
Arkansas too. They're all right there.
Yes, but southwestern corner of Missouri. So we'll be
Time
going.
shines over. They can't hear the questions if I stand behind the camera.
Sorry.
That was. Thanks for asking about Jason's truck.
Yes.
He did a great job.
Whatever happened to the F1 pickup you were thinking about building? Probably the tilt front end.
Oh,
It's still there.
it's still there. That's at the old junkyard down the street. They have started clearing out there a little bit, but it hasn't been on their priority list to drag anything out, and that stuff's all super rough, so it hasn't been on my priority list to take on another swamp car. So yeah, same kind of thing. That truck's cool, but like it's also really, really rough. So
It's basically nice from the waist up.
Yeah, so-
Everything below is pretty bad.
as the years go on, I have less of it in me to do cars like that. So yeah, I don't know if I'm ever gonna build that, but we will try and save it at some point. I hope, and you can build it.
Yeah. Let's see. What is the newest engine you own?
Newest engine. Well, I have a 2008 F250.
Does that count?
Does that count? Otherwise,
The Thunderbird engine that's in the.
that or I have a Lincoln Y block that's out of a same thing,
Oh,
like
it's in the back corner, that's
55, I think it is, or 56. Lincoln Y block. That might be the newest engine. That's prospective engine for anything in here. Yeah, that's probably it. Everything else is even older.
Yeah,
so.
55 or older.
Yep.
Well, do you want to walk around the shop?
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna eat donuts. If you guys want to see something. Thank you, Stan. Donuts, great. So sweet. We can give him a preview.
Oh yeah. Hi Jason, George. Hi guys.
Hey, guys.
So, we just finished up a video doing the Duval Windshield on the Sweetheart Roadster. Try not to start the seats.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good point.
So, we got this in Pittsburgh and we did the big buyout of 3536 parts. So 3536 Duval Windshield, which George found in the big pile of stuff and brought it out, and I was like crapping my pants because I was so excited because I wanted one. But I wanted a 3536 Duval because they're actually meant to sit further forward on the cowl, and I always thought that looked kind of odd. Even Auburn Boattail Speedsters, they sit real far forward. I think it's kind of odd looking, so I wanted to slide it back and make this all flow. So we shot a video on fitting this, making these corners here and getting it all together. So the thing is looking really cool. We just finished that
Video
up.
will be out Tuesday.
Tuesday, there you go. Like we said, we're still behind.
Yeah, always. Never ending.
Yeah, 33 is nothing's really changed. These are the ear splitting headers. That, yeah. So that's that. Mike's car
Still.
here.
Yep.
We're planning on getting the cowl and the doors kind of all married together, maybe this week if
Yep.
possible. So we're gonna be filming a video this week on this. He has a bunch more work to do with the cowl feet. You can kind of see up there. He has donor ones, so he has to kind of peel some stuff off of the cowl and make it all fit up because not only is this a little rusty, it was an old channeled car, so it's all
Yes.
cut up.
This is one of the things we need to fix.
yeah. So you have that piece coming, right?
Yes.
So-
Along with your very expensive garnish molding.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. We could fix that, but we're just trying to get the cowl down on the floor and the doors bolted like together and latching, so it's like sort of a car. That would be like a huge thing to get done. So that's that. Mercury, we've just been working on dialing in little odds and ends, getting it to start reliably, playing with the carbs, and then last week we got the charging system all working, put a new voltage regulator on, all that stuff's hooked up, polarized the generator, got that all working, so now it is finally charging. We're having some problems with getting it to start because we keep running the battery down, so it wasn't charging, and we would start it and run it and whatever, and then we'd go to start it again, and the battery was like, it's 6 volt, and it would be real slow. So we got the battery charging now, so now we're just about ready to just start driving it, so really excited. So that we'll hopefully have out and about this year. We'll take a first drive. Shoal car next week. We were supposed to do a first drive video last week, but the day that was nice out was the day that we were still tinkering on some stuff. And then it was freezing rain on Friday when I wanted to drive it. And
It's not great. Slip
cheater
weather.
slicks and freezing rain don't really. I don't even know if we would have got up the driveway. So that thing starts really well, runs really well so far. Got everything all set up. Steve's been doing a great job getting like all the little tidbits figured out on that. So we have a couple odds and ends he's going to do, and I'm going to put the new slicks I have that are a little better and they're white wall on, and then the car will be like done, quote unquote, for now,
Drive.
sort of. So that'll be exciting. Very exciting.
Someone asked about the cam 3/4 Winfield.
It's just it's a Winfield SU1A, which was like the most iconic. It's like the best flathead cam back in the day, so to speak. So it's original Winfield that we had sitting around. It has a nice lope to it, but it's not like real wild. So I think it's perfect in this car. It's got a good sound to it. So Delorean Roadster, we get asked about that. I mentioned earlier, I'm planning this summer to take that down off the lift and pull the body off, get the frame blasted, and start fixing that. I have basically everything I need to make that car like drive again. So it's just a matter of doing the work of taking everything apart. Everything's just like heavily surface rusted. So it just all needs to be blasted, cleaned, painted, rebuilt, put back together. So I am hoping by the end of the summer, maybe that thing is like kind of like the Merc is now, where it's like starts, runs, maybe isn't roadworthy, but is darn close. So I'm super excited. That car is gonna be great. Roadster pickup. I've been playing with dash ideas, so I've been grabbing. We have a bunch of dashboards, so I have this neat European Ford dash over there. You may not be able to see. We have this cut down 40 dash that we found at the estate in Pittsburgh that we did. It was in like a 32 or something, I think. And you set it in, and it's like already been cut down. It's pretty good width. So I've been playing with the idea. Do I want to put that in it? Do I want to do something else? Working on some floor patches on this. So we'll have a video out on this in the next week or so. And then we're waiting on some parts from Old Yankee. They have a AV8 kit that kind of like bolts a flathead V8 in. So we're going to be doing the engine, the McCullough engine over here. That with top shift trans will go in there. So it should be really fun. We're going to try and get this running possibly next week if we get time. So that will be exciting. Once we get this thing running, we should be doing pretty good.
Someone wants to know, is the Merc getting more of a drop in the front?
Yes, yeah, the Mercury, basically the whole car needs to go down like an inch. So I want to put a reverse eye. I think what I'm going to do is steal the reverse eye right there.
We're gonna stay here for a little bit, so I'm gonna put the camera down.
Okay. We're going to try and, I think what I'm going to do, the 39 Forgotten Hot Rod needs to sit a little higher in the back. It bangs over bumps on the exhaust and stuff, and as the suspension is settled, it doesn't sit how I want. So I think we're going to take the reverse eye spring off the Forgotten Hot Rod, that's an Old Yankee spring, and put it on the Mercury, which will drop it like an inch or so, and we'll put the stock one back on that car. And that will raise the back end up a little bit, which will be good. So I want to drop the back end a little bit, and at the same time we will drop the front end. I think the front end just needs like a leaf or two taken out. It's really close. But yeah, so we will be dropping that. Just got to fine tune stuff in.
Someone would like to know if you learned any more history on the DeLorean Roadster from its life in California.
I did not. I've every time I can look at old photos or look at old books, I try and look in the background, but I haven't found the car or any of the photos. We did a bunch of calls with Jack before, asking him about it, but he pretty much gave us most of what he remembered. He bought it off a used car lot, so there isn't a lot to really like that he can give us. So I'm really just hoping that one of these days a photo surfaces on the internet or in a book that you see it in the background or it's in a photo. It's a pretty, it's easy to identify the car between the louvers on the hood and the roll pan in the back and the gas tank cover and the 39 taillights and the top, of course, that it had. It should be pretty easy to identify if we can find a photo, but I don't have any other history. So we're just going to kind of keep it just like Jack sent us the photos and his daughter sent us the photos of when he first brought it home, sitting in front of like the Delorean home, family home. And I'm probably going to just bring it back to basically how it looked when he bought it. So with a little, I'm going to, like when he first bought it, it had a non-dropped headlight bar, but then he put one on later. I've learned that through the series of photos I've gotten in the car. So I'll probably put a drop headlight bar on because I prefer that. But everything else will basically be how it was back in the day. So should be cool.
Grill shell for the Roadster pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Or 32.
Has to be a 32. I'm sorry, but yeah. So we have. I think I put it on your list for next week. There's a. We got one at Moultrie that was like, just I don't want to say hacked up. It's just been modified over the years, so I don't feel bad cutting it up further. So probably put a 32 shell on there. Next week, I want to play with mocking that up. So that'll be kind of cool. So yeah, it's getting a 32 grill. We had a 28, 29. It feels like I feel stupid having all these 32 grills and then not putting
On every car.
every car. Yeah, because they look the best.
Are you going to the LA Roadsters Father's Day show?
I am hoping to go to that. Yes. It's always like 1,000,000 degrees out, so I'm hoping to just like fly out for that for like a day or two, walk the swap meet, and see the show, and then go. So that event is really, really cool. If you've never been, Kate and I went years ago, and it was a ton of fun. And it's just very overwhelming. You'll never see. I don't know if might be the most 32 roadsters you'll ever see in your life is at that show. It's kind of overwhelming, but the swap meet is pretty good too. And it's, it's just one of those events. It's kind of been going on forever. So I hope to make it out to that. Yes.
When are you going to chop the Mercury?
We're going there, aren't we?
Yeah, there's a few comments of that.
Yes, we're going to chop the Mercury, and if you want to unsubscribe now might be the time. Yes, we're going to chop the Mercury.
Wait till next winter, because it's not going to be till next winter.
You can unsubscribe next winter, but yes, the plan is to do like an early Barris style Mercury. There is a couple of 3940 Mercuries that Barris Brothers did in the early days, and I really like those cars, so we're going to be doing it that style. So it's going to probably be a mild chops compared to some of them. I'm not going to do like
Nail slot windows.
Yeah, mail slot windows. So it'll be it'll be a good amount. But mainly what I've been telling people is we're just correcting the roof. 3940 Mercuries from the factory look terrible. The roof is terrible on them. So we're just going to be correcting the roof, getting the back half of the roof to kind of flow into the car a little better, and just, nothing really crazy, just it's going to have a little bit of a chop to it. So we're planning on that's why I've been trying to get it running and driving. I'm going to drive it around this summer, so it'll be nice next winter when we do the metal work. And then my plan is to tape the whole car off, chop the roof, and then respray the roof black, and it'll still have some age to the car, just be chopped. And that hopefully by doing that, we can have the car drivable by the next summer or spring. So that's why we've been focusing so much on the mechanical aspects and all the other stuff, getting it sitting right. And I'll drive it around this summer with the top hat on it for now, and then we'll make it look awesome.
You need a driving hat for that car.
You do, yeah. We could wear it. You can wear a full-on Abe Lincoln top hat in that thing right now.
Someone wants to know are all your cars 12-volt conversions?
Are all the car 12-volt conversion? No. In fact, the Mercury is still 6-volt. I decide that on how poor the wiring is on the car or how bad it is from the get-go. So if we're building a car up from like what Mike's car is, or like the Sweetheart Roadster, where there's literally nothing, well, then it kind of makes sense just to go 12-volt, because everything, you're just starting from nothing. But like the Mercury, beautiful, like the wiring and all the gauges and the stuff was decent. So it's extra work to go 12 volts, so I'd stick with the 6-volt. The cars start and run just fine, just like they did back in the day. So a lot of times 6-volt gets a bad rap, but really it's just that, like with anything, if you have good wires on them, the battery's charged, you're not using a junky battery like we've been doing, they fire up and start just fine. My meat truck would start, it would just sit there and crank and get fuel pressure, and then it would start right up. So I've had a lot of 6-volt vehicles.
There's a few comments that want to know if Kate is still alive.
Kate is alive. She just went to work a little while ago. Kate runs her own salon. She has her own business. She is alive and well. She just she was on the videos a lot more over COVID because her work was shut down. Her industry couldn't work during COVID, so as a hairdresser, so she had more free time, so she was in videos and stuff. Now she is working and busy, which is good, so she's just not able to be in videos. Also in the wintertime, she's not super psyched to come out of the warm house and go into the garage and leave the stove area. So she's alive and well, yes.
Cool.
Why, do they have a hot cousin or daughter or something? Is that what they're asking?
That's a good point.
Yeah, let me know.
So it's 10:50. We've been on for 50 minutes.
All right, so thank you guys. Appreciate it. It's been a good live, I think. Hopefully, you tell me. I don't know. But we, as mentioned, going into March and April, big events or swap meets will be out. We mentioned we will be posting about Spring Carlisle. Definitely worth your time to come out to Carlisle. We will have a ton of new stuff. What's your question, Stan?
Spring Carlisle.
Yes.
Spaces KK1,
Okay.
K1, 2, and 3.
All right. So row K.
Row.
All right. So row K. Spaces 1, 2, 3, right on the corner by the food stand. So that's where we're going to be at. We'll be posting about that ahead of time. We're getting a ton of new stuff in March. So if you want to come buy some new stuff, we will be bringing a bunch of stuff, just like we did at Hershey. We'll have a pretty big setup, so definitely come out.
New T-shirts will be there as well, hopefully.
Hopefully new T-shirts will be there if everything goes as planned. So you will hopefully come by and grab a T-shirt or a hoodie or something, or just come give us a high five, tell us how much we suck, whatever. Doesn't matter. Give us attention. All right, thanks guys. Catch you later. Have a good Sunday.